We have a major update. According to reports, Landry Shamet suffered a significant injury to his right shoulder during the preseason game against the Charlotte Hornets. Shamet was a near lock to make the roster, but after this injury, it's now forcing the Knicks to make a major move. That major move could be converting another player we have on a two-way contract to a standard NBA deal. And the only other player we have left to do that with is our other rookie, Kevin McCullar Jr. We're going to break down all of these latest reports and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Knicks are forced to make a massive move after the Shamet injury. It's unfortunate for Shamet, who was playing so well during training camp, playing so well during the preseason. You could see, given the praise that Tom Thibodeau was giving him, the way the Knicks players were talking about him, the way he was being utilized during these preseason games, he was likely going to make up a significant part of the Knicks bench unit next season. But now, given the injury, we don't know if he's even going to make the roster. Let's break down these latest reports from Ian Begley about Landry Shamet and his injury. Landry Shamet suffered a serious right shoulder injury in the third quarter of New York's preseason win over the Charlotte Hornets. He hurt his shoulder while defending Thibodeau on a drive. The 27-year-old appeared to be in significant pain after the injury. He went straight to the Knicks locker room with the trainer. Entering Tuesday night, Shamet had a very strong chance to make the Knicks regular season roster. New York needed a player with his perimeter shooting, particularly after trading Donte DiVincenzo to Minnesota in the Karl Anthony Towns deal. Depending on the severity of Shamet's shoulder injury, New York could decide to keep him on the regular season roster while he rehabs. Doing so would obviously leave the club shorthanded off the bench. Landry Shamet was supposed to play a significant role off the bench for the Knicks next season. But because of this injury, the Knicks now have to pivot and do something else, because they have to have 14 players on guaranteed deals on this roster come opening night. Right now, they only have 12. The plan was to convert Landry Shamet, who's on a non-guaranteed deal, to a standard NBA contract, and then take our two-way rookie in Ariel Hukporti and convert his contract to a standard NBA contract. If we did that, we would meet the minimum requirements for the NBA standard roster, and we would also be under the second apron, exactly where the Knicks want to be. But because of this Shamet injury, the Knicks are now pivoting, and they're forced to make a massive move. This move could be signing their other rookie, Kevin McCullar Jr., who is also on a two-way contract to a standard NBA deal. Ian Begley of SNY gives us the following updates about that situation as well, too. Shout out to Ian Begley for giving us the following updates. According to him, barring injury, big man Ariel Hukporti is likely to be converted. If the Knicks convert Hukporti, they would have 13 players on traditional deals. Shamet would be the 14th player. The Knicks could also convert Hukporti and Kevin McCullar Jr. to standard NBA contracts. There would be a financial incentive to converting players they've drafted, such as Hukporti and McCullar Jr., as opposed to signing/converting a player they didn't draft, as Keith Smith explains. Converting two rookies would give them a little bit more space under the second apron and get them to the 14 standard NBA contracts. It would also leave them without an immediate replacement for Landry Shamet. Shout out to Ian Begley for giving us the following updates about the Knicks and their plans for what they're going to do with the final roster after this Landry Shamet injury. I have no problem if they convert Kevin McCullar Jr. to a standard NBA contract. I'll explain why in a second. But before I do that, I just want to give my best wishes to Landry Shamet. I hope he recovers fast, and I hope we get some updates about exactly how severe the injury is. Because as of right now, we just know that it's a severe shoulder injury, but we don't know how long he's going to miss time for. Could it be a couple of games? Could it be a couple of months? That's really going to play into what the Knicks end up doing. If it's a couple of games, I think they end up adding Shamet to the roster anyways, because they're going to need that shooting. They like his size, and also he plays very well with that bench unit. He has good chemistry with them, and you need that as part of this roster. And if Tom Thibodeau loves you, If the head coach loves you, if you're not going to miss significant time, you're likely going to be part of this team. So we should wait before we understand exactly what the Knicks' next move is going to be. However, if Shamet misses significant time, let's say a few months, I can see the Knicks converting Kevin McCullar Jr. into a standard NBA contract. The main reason for that is he's basically Josh Hart off the bench, only a little bit taller. He's 6'6". He's a guard. He's defensive-minded. And even though he can't shoot like Landry Shamet, if he's inserted into the game, he's going to do all the little things that you need a player to do. Basically, the exact same thing that Josh Hart does. But his defense is on another level. He's a pest defensively. Tom Thibodeau is going to love that. Can you imagine Kevin McCullar Jr. under head coach Tom Thibodeau for maybe a year or two? After that time, I can see him being a significant part of this team off the bench because he's going to be defensive in the way that Tom Thibodeau loves. And at 6'6", as a guard, he would be able to do amazing things with this roster. All he needs is a little bit of time and a little bit of development. And not that much because he already played a lot of years in college, so he is ready to have an impact on the NBA level. The only thing he needs is development and playing time. If the Knicks are able to give him that, they could also find themselves having another significant piece in the future. Pacome Dadier looks like a significant piece. Kolek absolutely looks like a significant piece. Ariel Hukporti absolutely looks like a significant piece. I think if you give the time to McCullar Jr., he'll also look like a piece as well, too, because he has all the tools to thrive with this team and to be successful under head coach Tom Thibodeau. If the Knicks go this direction, I have no problem with it. We still stay under the second apron, and we're still able to get another player of impact on this team. If you haven't seen Kevin McCullar Jr. yet, and obviously why would you if you haven't watched his highlights, because he hasn't played in the summer league, and he definitely hasn't played in the preseason because he's still nursing a knee injury. That's the robbery of this entire offseason. We haven't been able to see this kid play. If we were able to do that, I guarantee the way we speak about Tyler Kolek, people would be speaking about Kevin McCullar Jr. in the exact same way. If not on offense, then definitely on defense. This kid is the real deal. He is legit. And the only reason he slid so far in the draft and the Knicks were able to get him is because of his injuries. If he didn't have him, he would have went a lot sooner in the draft. The Knicks potentially have another steal in Kevin McCullar Jr., just like they do in Tyler Kolek. And honestly, just like they do in Ariel Hukporti, because when Hukporti's on the floor and he's asked to play defense or rebound the ball, block shots, or do something on offense, he's able to do all of that and then some. Each and every time I see him play, he gets better. He understands the defensive schemes better, the offensive schemes better, and he understands what Tom Thibodeau is looking for. And that's the key right there. If you want to carve out significant playing time for yourself on this team, then play the way Tom Thibodeau wants you to play. Play your role. If you do that, good things will happen. You don't believe me? Ask Isaiah Hartenstein how it feels to play your role on the Knicks. Because not only did it get him to OKC, it got him there and it got him paid as well, too. Tom Thibodeau has a way of doing that with his big men. So if you follow the plan, you might get there as well, too. Hukporti and all of our big men can benefit being a part of this roster, but the Knicks still need to finalize it. We have 2 roster spots remaining, and if I'm the Knicks, once I find out about Landry Shamet and the severity of that injury, I'm then going to make the move that I know I need to make, and that move is converting both of our rookies on 2-way deals to standard NBA contracts, and that's Kevin McCullar Jr. and Ariel Hukporti. It's going to be up to Tom Thibodeau to make sure he gets the most out of this roster, but if he wants a healthy roster headed into the postseason, he needs to make sure he goes to his bench, he utilizes them, and he reduces the minutes the starters play. If all of those things happen, the Knicks are going to be extremely dangerous, not only during the regular season, but come the postseason as well, too. Our goal is ECF, and beyond that, we need a healthy Knicks roster to do that. The Knicks signing the right players is the way to get there. But what about you guys? What do you think about the following reports indicating that the Knicks could add Kevin McCullar Jr. to a standard NBA contract and add him to this team? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button. leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.